Okay, hello, good morning, everybody. We're in kind of deep today. Um, Moderation is a card that's kind of fascinated me since Modern Horizons 2. It's got one really good line of text and one really bad line of text. The good line of text, whenever you cast a spell, draw a card. That's awesome. That's really good. You can't cast more than one spell a turn. I hate that. I wish I could cast more than one spell a turn. I'm so angry about it. I'm going to make it to where neither player can play more than one spell a turn. It's high noon, bucko. One spell at a time. Um, I've actually been wanting to do this since High Noon got printed. It just took me a long time to get around to this. It's been such a busy set. But this deck is kind of trying to assemble the lock of High Noon into moderation. We can't cast a spell a turn. I'm going to be casting one spell every turn, and then it's going to be answering yours. And my spells are going to be drawing a card every single time. You just get your opponent in a spot where you go High Noon into moderation. They play one spell. You subtlety it. You solitude it. You force a negation. You draw a card. They just have to pass. They can't play another spell. You play a Teferi, draw a card. You play a sorcery speed removal spell, draw a card, pass the turn, interact with them, draw a card, and this just goes and goes and goes until you crush them to death. This is the lock. High Noon into moderation works very well with the free spells. Um, and it's really, I do really like that the High Noons also kind of give you like a degree of inevitability, like a degree of win con with the 5 damage. The 5 damage not the most relevant, but a nice little upside on the card here. I'm gonna click the keep button. Why Oust over Binding? Binding is a better card than Oust, but I wanted to lean a little bit more into the surveillance and a little bit away from the domain stuff, mostly. Um, you could definitely it's not the most complicated, but you could definitely play Binding instead. But also like what's nice about Oust and that is not true about Binding is that it is a card that you can play on turn one. Uh, it's a card that you can do something with on turn one. I'm gonna keep the subtlety here against basic forest, and that's kind of it. You want a spell that you can interact with turn one's kind of rare, surprisingly, right? So this is probably Titan. Could be technically Scales. Could be technically Tron. They play these cards, but most likely Titan. Kind of borderline card here. Seems like it's probably about good enough. Typical monster, 8 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Do you think the free black spell is what I'm most excited for? I don't think I'd put that one at number one, but I do like that card. I did a whole like 50-minute YouTube video talking about all the cards spoiled yesterday. You can try it on YouTube. Hard to imagine this card is particularly bad here since they're about to get an amulet. Just watch it. I see. Yeah, I guess you may be saying that because I covered it first. There's this one had kind of a more loose order. Um, I think of all the cards that got spoiled yesterday, I liked Sorin the most, and then Deserted Temple. I actually didn't even know that Deserted Temple was a reprint until someone commented it in the YouTube comments. I thought for sure it was like a new printing. I've never seen that card before, but I think it's really cool. Great choice. Mr. Sparkle, 60 months. Thank you. Welcome back. New Lucha Pie win any day now, of course. Any day now. Yeah, I don't think Kurik is going to be very good at Modern either, but I agree that card is very cool. Very swaggy card to print. What about Cat Oven with a Johnny? That's something you could do for sure. I think all of the flip planeswalkers are good. I think that um, they're they're not all the same power level. Yeah, pretty sure we kill the original amulet because bouncing the Garden's amulet with Teferi is gonna be better. They're not all the same power level, but they are all pretty good. Um, I think that Ral is the worst one. But Ral is also not bad, just not as good as the others. I think Soren is really good. I think Tommy looks really good. Grist looks really good. Johnny looks good. Yeah, they're all pretty good. So I don't think I ever really want to have Counterspell plus Subtlety up, so I'm just going to play this tapped. I was laughing so hard to compliment the simple card design. I know. I was so happy with that part of the video. I was like, yeah, this card is so simple, so elegant, so hard to do 30 years into card design. I'm like, you never see cards like this anymore. I'm so refreshed by the design of Deserted Temple. And I think I even said good. I think it was the one time in the video I said, good job, play design team. it was like the one, just a reprint. So funny. No thought to block with Subtlety there when they drop the land before attack. I don't know. I don't care about this construct. I'm going to Solitude it at some point. Subtlety is one of my best cards in the matchup. I'm going to save my Subtlety for a more impactful spot, I think. Nice. High Noon is also kind of just good in a lot of matchups. Like, this card against Summoner's Pact, against a Boreal Grazer, against Explorer, against, like, Drawn Amulets. Even like, against the Ring, is just, like, this card is just awkward for the Titan deck. Second Saga is pretty good, though. Oh, I drew Moderation. Okay, that's the lock, as it were. They did put the Titan on top. They revealed the blue Merfolk version of Magus in the Magic video. Oh, I didn't see it in the Mythic spoiler. I've seen that card in leaks like so many times, but I'll talk about it later. The card is kind of a headache anyways, right? Alright, so 6 plus 5 is 11 points of damage we got here, but they just go ahead and pack it in. Cool, nice start. So we're up a game against Titan. Bring in the Pest Controls. I'm going to cut the Ousts. I think the first Needle comes in against every deck containing the One Ring, and I wanted to play maybe more Forces, maybe more Narsets, but I'm not sure. Like, I don't need Force so bad for Force so bad for Amulet because I have the Pest Controls and Pendings, and High Noon is really good against Summoner's Pact. I don't want this many verdicts. I think I want like one verdict. So I think I play like one Narset. Seems kind of okay. Could play Stern Scolding also. Scolding is good against just Scolding a Dryad and a Grazer is like usually pretty fine. Like I think the first copy is maybe correct, so maybe we could do that over the Narset on the draw. Maybe let's do it over Teferi number 4. I think I want the first Narset. I think the first Narset is better than fourth Force. I agree with that too, yeah. Maybe I could play second Narset on the play. Well, we have High Noon into Moderation. I'm going to keep this. Chalice in 1. I don't think Chalice in 1 is very good against them, but... Especially because we just have so many answers to amulets already. I may be supposed to get the black Surveil land here, not sure. I think I'm just going to play this tapped and not worry about it too much. I don't actually think it would be that bad to keep this just as a white card, so I could go High Noon into Moderation pitch, but I think we can do better. Defense grid, huh? Card's pretty good here. Yeah, Chalice on 0 is better. The thing is, High Noon is already so good against Summoner's Pact. It's like... Doesn't seem that necessary, right? I'm going to cast Moderation. If I die, I die. Seems not that likely with the High Noon, like, stopping them from, like, exploring into stuff. Ooh, a Theomancer! Cool! A Theomancer reprint in MH3? Look, very fun. Don't think it'll be very good. But, sweet reprint. So there's an amulet. Pest Control could be a good pickup. Taking 4 damage down to 15. We may just have to Kaheera in hand and Solitude pitch a construct if we don't draw anything. They play a Besage You for turn, so not trying to Besage You my High Noon or anything. I find it pending. think I'm actually going to pending the defense grid. Is that crazy? Yeah, it's a little crazy. I'm going to pending the amulet here. Then let's go Kaheera in hand. Take 6 down to 8, then pitch the Solitude, then might just be pretty safe after that. Void Pointer, 7 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. Down to 8 life. Togo, thank you for the raid. Hope y'all doing well. Thank you. Welcome, everybody. Playing High Noon Moderation Control, trying to kind of lock people out with these 2 cards. My opponent puts Forest and Dryad of the Elysian Grove into their hand off of Smuggler's Surprise. Pretty cool card. Not one I've actually really cast yet. And I've drawn Pest Control for turn. I don't have an untapped Black Source I can get. I can get a tap Black Source and clean these up next turn. Or I could just, like, hard cast a Solitude, I guess. I can also, like... could pitch cast Solitude. I could go tap Black Source... pitch Solitude on Dryad, then Pest Control. Yeah, the defense grid's been pretty good, huh? And that would go to 1, but I'm kind of dead to some stuff, right? I'm gonna hardcast the Solitude, I think. Let's keep that life total higher. Kaheera Chump plus Black Source. Okay, so we need a top deck here. Right on time. So we can't we can only Force of Negation here. Okay. So you get X energy, then you may pay X energy. Destroy each artifact, creature, enchantment with mana value less than or equal to the amount of energy paid. Are there going to be any playable energy enablers, or are they all going to be like this? I'm gonna take 2. They already spoiled one. Which one was it? They could talk about this. Like, we'll just wait for this, but it's good though that there is one. Okay, definitely keeping this pending so we can pending the grid. I didn't think the blue-red one that we saw yesterday was good enough to like even talk about, to be honest. Just left it out of the video yesterday. Okay, Subtlety puts us in incredible position. Forest counter with 3 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Rogue Refiner's been new one. 2 with 8th or new cantrip. I mean, Rogue Refiner is not a modern playable card. 2 with 8th is fine. Getting Force of Vigored. Just Smuggler Surprised. This card kind of sucks, I think. I don't know. Not been very impressed playing against it. Maybe I'm off. Love for them to just cast like a Titan pre-combat. Oh, okay, this is their only spell? Why would they cast this? What are they trying to do? They have like Valak. I'm just gonna let it resolve. They're picking up the Besage. No, they only picked up Forest. Thank you, sir.
You want the coconut matcha or the chai? You want to try the coconut matcha?
No.
It's really good.
It is good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I mean, do you want me to have this one? Is that your plan?
You
or...
want
I'll take it, but I'll also take that one as back even for me. Okay, your turn again. So a bunch of the brain, like I said, new DFC green is really good for them. Yeah, it's like a nice tool. It's not like it's not going to be like this big game changer, but it is a card for sure. Let's go to an island cycle. I mean, I suppose I could be casting this on my turn. I think it's okay. Okay, so Teferi could let me instant speed Pest Control. But Teferi just also bouncing Dryad or bouncing Amulet seems really nice. I think I should bounce the Dryad. Because then maybe they'll copy with Mirror Pool. Then we can Pest Control after they take their turn here. Shooken, 18 months, take back. Do I have Shark Typhoon in deck? No, Typhoon's, you know, a little outdated. Putting it nicely. So I think about mirror pooling the construct. That's becoming interesting. This Flare of Duplication for double Coco and Junsack sound hot. Unfortunately. I think I want to keep the Teferi in play. Yeah, I don't really care if this, you know, obviously I want them to do this so I can Pest Control away both their amulets. Also, did they put the Dryad on top or bottom? I didn't even check. Wait, oh, sorry, I bounced it to the hand, though. Okay. Duh. Might actually be good for me to play the second High Noon kind of aggressively here. Obviously, I can only play one spell turn, so I think this turn needs to be Pest Control. Um, but I want to get the next High Noon down so that they can't just Besage you this and double spell me. How was the Risen Reef deck yesterday? We played not that many matches with it. Our record wasn't very good. We're just mostly reacting to the spoiler stream. Maybe we'll play some more of it today, but that's what we're starting with. Yeah, this is Lrien Revealed the Vastwood. Can tap to put a counter on each green creature that entered the battlefield this turn. Oh, sorry. I guess I don't have a fetchable now for this. Okay, well, can you cast 2 Titans? I don't really think so. Dryad is gonna have to resolve here. Why I do not keep. We can only cast 1 spell a turn. We don't want to. We don't want to go on your turn. Pest Control. Oh no, I can't cast any more spells. They bounced the Mirror Pool. It's kind of a weird choice. Well, seemed like a good matchup. Hey, Itachi. Alright, let's keep this one. Why play Oust over Binding? It's not over Binding. I don't exactly feel like those 2 cards occupy the same spot. Because, like, what is Oust? It's a removal spell you can play on turn 1. This is, like, really nice, because right now you only have Prismatic Endings for 1 mana plays. Leyline Binding is not a card that's online until turn 2. That can cost 1 mana, but it's a turn 2 after play. You could play Leyline Binding in this deck if you really wanted to. I am choosing to just not go in on the domain stuff so I can be more in on the Surveil plan. I kind of didn't want to expose myself more to Disenchants too, since I'm playing the High Noon and Moderation package. Could you fit a Hollow deck if you wanted? Of course you could. I don't think it's optimal, but it obviously wouldn't be that bad. It isn't necessarily, you know, don't have to have the same control conversations all the time. This is just, you know, proof of concept. You can, you control players, just take it, do whatever the fuck you want, you know. It's fine. The rack, huh? Pest Controls would be good, I guess, in this matchup. High Noon does stop Grief Scam, which is nice. Well, yeah, when we play Control, we don't have the same conversations all the time. One Shark Typhoon, one Hall of the Storm Giants. I always play one Hall of the Storm Giants in my Control deck because I feel like it's a good late game mana sink. You know, it's just... I know that you, as the blue-white players, are going to do whatever the fuck you want, no matter what. And I encourage you to do so. I didn't see Deep Analysis being spoiled. That card is actually really cool. We could maybe getting Bowmastered here. Oh, never mind. So nice to bounce something with a High Noon in play. It's just like you want to spend your turn replaying your 1-drop. Sure. Another card for Collector's Cage? Dude, Collector's Cage is being, like, just so buffed. Yeah, I really like Soren. I think the card's great. Okay, Ardent Dais? ETB with 2 oil counters. Whenever 2 more creatures attack, put an oil counter on Ardent Dais. Remove 2 oil counters from this. Exile another non-land permanent. Its controller draws 2 cards. That is a weird one. Let's go. 2 years. Welcome back. Happy anniversary. Card's pretty nice with Narset. Just like exile your opponent's permanent, they don't get to draw anything. Yeah, cute Bowmaster. Yeah. That's an interesting card. It maybe ended up being a little lost in the sauce, I don't know. Blue Moon got officially spoiled. Cool. Who got the Merfolk? I've seen this card on Twitter so many times. Who got the Merfolk Magus? Let's get a link to it. I'm pretty curious. Don't think I'm gonna cast a Subtlety here. Although maybe I was supposed to get Pinning is okay. I can like pinning the rack. Thing is the rack doesn't matter as much here. But now I can't hardcast Solitude if I draw it. Can't cast the Verdict, but it's probably okay. Like, being able to activate High Noon is relevant here for sure. Yeah, Fieldmancer is really cool. I'm excited about that one. He was in yesterday's video, the arena images. Oh, okay. That card is crazy. I guess we have Verdict for the Saga tokens. If you haven't seen it, it's a Merfolk Magus of the Moon, but it makes all non-basics islands. This card is ridiculous. I didn't realize it had been spoiled yesterday. I don't know if it was intentionally spoiled. I know, but it's also been leaked for a while. Could High Noon the factory here, maybe. Yeah. I mean, that card seems very good. Yeah. I do like that there's more like non-basic hate between this and Winter Moon. I think that that's going to be a good thing with just kind of how scary some of these cards seem. I'm just going to bounce the rack because I just want them to play into my Verdict and be done with it here. Yeah, High Noon is just... The thing about High Noon, it's just kind of good. This card just kind of is good against modern decks. Yeah, oh yeah, the white orchid too. So I don't know. Will the merfolk end up being really like nauseating and oppressive? Will we all just be playing blue decks anyways? You already talked about six. I did a 50-minute YouTube video yesterday. Dude, I was so productive yesterday. I did a 3.5 hour stream. I made a 50-minute YouTube video. I prepped for the standard RC. I prepped this deck. I have more. I was on top of it yesterday for the first time. What are you talking about? The White Orc Knight. Yeah, that card's really good. Six also six. I think is kind of mediocre. I'm not the biggest fan of six. I think card is fine. If it was like in a standard set, it would be a card we'd be talking a lot about. But because this is Modern Horizons 3, it just is not one of the more interesting cards. I think. Did I touch grass? I did. I went on a little walk, not a super long one. Good afternoon, Reams. I think the power level seems a bit lower than MH2. I think I disagree, but it's also just kind of funny. It really just doesn't matter what the new set is. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I am saying I disagree, but I'm not saying that you're wrong. But it doesn't matter what any new set is. People will always think it's underpowered. This has been the case. I've been doing this a long time. I'm doing this a long time. People will always think the new set is underpowered, no matter what is going on with the new set. And so I'm just like, whenever I get this feedback, I just can't. It almost just bounces off my brain. You could be right. I disagree. I feel like the set is on power with MH2, potentially more powerful than MH2, and we also have not seen the whole set. But I think it's going to be potentially more powerful than MH2. Am I excited about any of the flare spells? All of them. I've put out a lot of content on YouTube. I would really recommend, if you really want to hear my opinions on cards, taking a look at those videos. But yeah, I think all the flares are playable. The blue and the green are the best by a pretty significant amount. Thinking Basking Eldrazi. Oh, I forgot to talk about the Blade of the Blood Chiefs with the Basking Eldrazi in the video. I just want to talk about with Rosie. Yeah, I think it could be okay. I don't think that is a combo that just has no potential. They did put the Grief on the bottom. I think I'm just gonna run out the Solitude here. I didn't draw a land, untap land. Could still evoke Subtlety, I guess. Well, you know what? I probably should have put Kaheera in my hand there too. The flares are uniquely slow among free cards. Like the blue flare is consistent online turn 3+, but rarely earlier. I think it'll be online earlier pretty often, if I'm gonna be honest. I could just pending the Bowmaster here. Just play Archaeologist. I don't know. This is also kind of the case for the incarnations, with the exception of Grief. Like, you're not evoking Solitude turn 1 very often. You're not evoking Fury turn 1 very often unless you're scamming it. You're not. It's just same with like just all of the incarnations also, beside with the exception of Grief, are like turn 2, turn 3, turn 4. But that's kind of the case for counter spells in general. Like, you don't really want your counter spells to be a turn 1 play. You want them to be a little bit of a later thing. I think trading here is going to end up being fine. It doesn't really matter, right? Okay, so up a game against the Rack. I'm going to bring in a couple Pest Controls. I'm going to bring in the Scoldings. I'm going to cut the Force of Negations. I'm going to trim the third Verdict. Second Oust. Don't want Narset on the draw. Let's click the submit button, I think. There's gets evoke turn 1 a lot. Yeah, in Legacy. In Modern, it like almost never happens. Green one feels underwhelming. Terrible top deck. The green one, I think, is the best by a lot. you know, you could say terrible top deck about Mox Emerald. You know, you could say terrible top deck about Soul Ring. What the fuck are we talking about? This card is, you know, 0 mana, 0 mana cultivate. It's going to be a very explosive early play. I hate Mox Emerald. This card sucks. It's an awful top deck. This is not in the context where Mox Emerald is powerful. It's powerful in your opening hand. Oh, I can't believe I top decked my Mox Emerald. I top decked my Forest. It's a better top deck than Forest. Better top deck than any land. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna keep those. Mox Emerald busted, Green Flare not. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. Mox Emerald is better than Green Flare. I agree. I agree with Mox Emerald is better than the Green Flare. But one of these is legal and modern, and both of them ramp you for 0 mana. I don't know. The Green Flare also, like, it's I don't know. Whatever. It's like 2 Mox Emeralds. So I should have surveilled in response. Not gonna matter that much, probably. I'm gonna exile the High Noon here. I'm gonna hit my land drops. But I'm just saying, just calling a ramp spell a bad top deck is just not a good evaluation of the card, is all I'm trying to say, with peace and love. I'm gonna Subtlety Bowmaster if they play Bowmaster. I guess I'll have to. Don't really want that to be what happens here. Nice. Green Flare is only basics, yeah. You know, also just kind of simply put, like, 0 mana ramp in Modern is almost doesn't exist. You have Mox Amber, you have Chancellor of the Tangle, and now you have Ugin's Funhouse, Ugin's Labyrinth. That is like the end of the list when it comes to like fast mana in the format. And so the ability to go Grazer or the Grazer for only basics, whatever that card is called, turn 1 into this play and just have 4 mana turn 2 is just, it's very, very powerful. What is I had the card in my first video, but I can never remember the name of the I can never remember the name of that card. The 1/1 Arboreal Grazer that only puts basics into play, because I really feel like you can have a mana base that's like 16 to 20 basics plus bounce lands plus like the flares plus like these 8 cards. I wish Pioneer, thank you. It's a good top deck. Yeah, I'm not really sure why they took the High Noon over to Teferi either, but I mean, it was probably just because it was so good last game, right? I think that Reprieve and Remand are bad in this deck with moderation. It is Reprieve and Remand are good if you have both High Noon and moderation in play at the same time, but your whole deck is pretty good when that's the case. Like that's what you want to do. Your deck is already set up to win in those spots. You don't need more help there. And Remand is actually, I think, really bad when we are just remand is really bad when we just have moderation in play, because they'll play your spell, you'll remand it, and they'll just replay it, and you can't do anything about it. Are they going to attack my Teferi or not? They are attacking Teferi. I think I'm going to Pending the Construct here. Then maybe I could, like, Subtlety as a blocker, kill the other Construct, and eventually unlock the Fun Raveler. We also have black mana from Urborg for Pest Control, so we can fetch our blue-red Surveil land, I guess. Pithing Needle and block? Well, then they can cast a spell, and I feel like I could just unlock the Teferi later, potentially. I'm gonna get rid of Counterspell. No, we're gonna need that Counterspell, apparently. Yeah, you can play Orchid Phantom and Convoke Shells for sure. Okay. I'm tapping. Emrakul for mill. Yeah, High Noon is probably great in Pioneer, huh? Can get hit for a lot here. I guess if they have the... There's just a Demistress factor, actually. I guess I should have helped with Subtlety. I feel like we're in very good shape. Yeah, we're in really good shape. I mean, just double Saga is really nice against the High Noon plan. Good amount of answers. To game 3 we go. I think you're supposed to play against them. Maybe Needle's good. It can hit Saga, Liliana. I don't really want the Oust on the play. At the beginning of combat on your turn, exile one to one target card from a graveyard. Adapt to whatever one or more counters have put an Emperor Bones, put a creature card exiled Emperor Bones onto the battlefield under your control with a finality counter, and it gains haste. Dude, if you play this with like Idyllic Grange, you can go turn 4. You know, just you just do this on turn 4 by itself, or I guess you could just activate itself too on turn 4. That card's cool. There's one. They already spoiled cards. I don't know what y'all want them to do. I was looking at the Magic chat, like the official channel yesterday during the spree, and every comment's like, haha, already leaked, haha, already leaked. What do you want what is this? Why are we all commenting this? What do you expect? What do you want them to do? What do you expect them to do? Why is everyone commenting it? I just don't get it. Okay, they pitch it not dead after all. Fortunately, you don't have a blue card for the subtlety. Alright. Pass back. Kind of interesting it left me with the pending. As far as I know, my card wasn't leaked, but it might have been. Did you ever run the Crime Valakut deck again? Yeah, we played a lot. We top 16 to the showcase challenge with it. Yeah, the official Magic chat is like, you know, what does Obi-Wan say? A hive of scum and villainy. Okay, definitely counterspelling that. I did get a card, huh? I think I need to get Fountain. It's obviously really painful. But I want to get like... Well, I guess I can't go Surveillant into untap Surveillant, huh? Hmm. I do think my card's good. I'm excited for it. Okay, I should have pending the Wicked Roll token. Not that bad of a play. You have a lot of discard spells. Come on, Teferi. Could also Kaheera. I think I'm just gonna cycle him. We should have still had Oust in the deck, huh? Try Magda Free Strand and Pioneer. I'm having a hard time getting through power from the field. Any recommendations? No, I don't really play a lot of Pioneer right now. So the Wicked Roll token kills me if I pending the Grief. Guess that kind of does it. Would love for me to be able to hardcast the Solitude, but I will definitely take being alive. Dead to the rack, dead to a lot of cards, but oh, some good top decks too. Okay, 3 mana, 3/3. Bummer. Grief scammed yet again. 9-drop does need to stabilize you really well, but like if you're gonna give them 4 points of power, it can go wrong for you pretty well if they just can like remove your manifest tokens and kill you. And but you know, to some extent, it's like this card is 9 fucking mana. It's just gotta be better than all the other big stuff, and it just isn't. I think, but we'll see. Obviously, card evaluation's tough. There's a lot of stuff that happened yesterday. Spike, why do you have Emrakul in your sideboard every day? Why is Emrakul in the sideboard every single day? Well, we play against Mill at least once a day. I don't think I don't know if other people play against Mill at nearly this frequency, but I sure do. Yeah, we just looked at Emperor Bones. I think that card's pretty good. Just give it any card on top here because Archive Trap. Thinking the 2 cards you manifest are also a lot more likely to be other powerful Eldrazi. I guess we'll see. I mean, sure, like that doesn't matter. It doesn't. It almost doesn't matter like what the cards you manifest are, because you've drawn a bunch of cards. You know, you're gonna win the game. You just don't really need you don't really need to think about like what the other cards are too much, because when you're talking about your 9-drops, you don't need to think what does your 9-drop stop you from losing the game? Because if you're casting a 9-mana spell, it needs to stabilize you really hard. It doesn't matter that much like how much value it's giving you the turn after exactly. Stabilizing just matters way more because it's a 9-drop. You know what I mean? And I just kind of feel like the Madness Emrakul is like the best one. I think it's better than I think old Ulamog just stabilizes harder. Okay, we're just gonna concede and then word in our Emrakul. Every day, I bring in Emrakul. So not going to bring in Rest in Peace because of the non-bow with the Emrakul. We are going to bring in the 4th Force of Negation, and we're going to bring in Chalice. So I can Chalice at 1 to stop them from surgicaling me. I think Narset is okay. Also, I want to cut the Verdicts, and I want to cut the Ousts. We can still pending the Crabs, but also the Crabs kind of matter less with Emrakul in the deck, right? Could be above 60. I kind of like this configuration, though. Maybe we could play Pest Control. The problem is we only have 1 black source. They could field me kind of well, but we can also cycle. Also, Pest Control kills my Chalice, which is kind of minor. Let's submit this. How does Ulamog stabilize? Well, because if you kill it, you have to sacrifice 2 permanents, which is kind of nice. I guess Ulamog doesn't stabilize that well either, but Ulamog, I talked about Ulamog mostly like in the context of like siding it in against control. Like I don't think it's like a main deck threat. The old Ulamog kills 2 permanents. That stabilizes really well. The new Ulamog I think is mostly like boarded in against control, exile half their library. So I guess we go Chalice into bounce the spell bomb. No Emrakul, thankfully. Among Us is 17/17 now. It's gonna be creativity too. Yeah, I guess I didn't think too much about like cheating Ulamog into play. Could be good. Yeah, how do you have dispute here? That's pretty good. So I haven't milled the Emrakul yet, but I do have 29 cards in my graveyard, which means that. Okay, shame concede. Sorry, I even like made a mental note in my head to spend 2 mana on the Prismatic Ending, and I just didn't. Okay, shame concede. Don't have double whites. I think I'll take the mulligan. It's close. It's pretty close. Okay, sounds better, I think. Like the pending. So we don't have an untapped land to deal with that Ragavan yet. Yeah, Spokeweller High Noon could be more of a Pioneer thing. We've seen Emperor of Bones. Emperor of Bones looks kind of nice. I haven't seen Unstable Amulet yet. Keep the moderation. ETB, get 2 energy. Whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, deals 1 damage to each opponent. Pay 2 energy, exile top card of your library. You may play it until you exile another card with Unstable Amulet. Yeah, it's a win con with Breach. Also just kind of good. Dude, wait, is Aetherflux or not Aetherflux Reservoir the good version of that card? Sorry, I should have probably subtletied this. So definitely have an undying effect now that we're here. I should have subtletied. Yeah, Aetherworks Marvel. Yeah, is Aetherworks Marvel good? Sorry, it's hard to look at leaks. Or will it be good post MH3? Definitely could be. Arborist, love it once. Thank you. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. Get here with the 30. So their hand should be Undying Effect and then a mystery card. So hopefully that mystery card is not very good. This card does seem pretty good though. What else? Collective Resistance. Escalate for green. Destroy target artifact, destroy target enchantment. So mono green, wear tear. Target creature gains indestructible hexproof. This card is great. Mono green, wear tear, very cool. We also just got mono white, wear tear recently. Deep Analysis spoiled, very cool reprint. Very fun to build around. Emperor Bone seems really good. This card seems a little underpowered. Could be weird. A lot of text, hard to evaluate. So I guess drawing a white source isn't even the best because they'll get to Undying their Reflection. How do you split the new wear tear with pick your poison? It'll depend. You know, you got to think about what the metagame looks like and evaluate your card choices. You know, dude, Castle Locktwain's pretty scary here actually. Just like every other decision you ever make in Modern, it'll depend. Deep Analysis and Dredge seems good with Dredge. Yeah, I would certainly think this card goes in Dredge. I really like Emperor of Bones too. Seems cool with the Nightmare card also. Yeah, the rare tapped Fable. No, you do get pinged. I think is that a bug getting pinged by the Wicked Roll? I don't know. They discard Kroxa. Gross. I think Nugrist should go in a blood gas tissue supplier deck. Yeah, seems pretty like a normal place to put it. The Fable is tapped because it got not dead after all. So we bounce the Kroxa and live to fight another day. Oof. Did I read the Wrath? I haven't seen a Wrath today. Seeming pretty cooked here. Can't cast this pending right now. Let's go to game. Sideboarding will be kind of interesting. I want all the Scoldings. I want the first Rest in Peace. I want 0 Force of Negations. Could go down on a High Noon maybe. See that are down to Teferi. Teferi is kind of mediocre against them. Strip one. Okay, Dredge and Field of Dead on the same card. The Necrobloom. Abzan 1, landfall. Make an 0-1 plant. If you control 7 or more lands with different names, make a 2-2 zombie instead. Land cards in your graveyard have Dredge too. Interesting. Doesn't die to Unholy Heat, notably. What was the Wrath? Wrath of the Skies. Yeah, can someone link it, please? It's on the text below. Okay, I'll find it. Oh, this card. Sorry, no, we did react to this card. Yeah, no, this card seems pretty good. Okay. They put the Grief on top. So I guess they're going to get me here. Scammed a lot today, huh? Pitching a Molten Collapse. They're going to have one card in their hand after this. We get the Thundering Falls. Graveyard. Ding, ding, ding. Be a good kid. Oh, they also have their last two cards are Fable Blood Crypts. Okay, that's pretty good. They did get good after all. So now I need to Kaheera in the hand and keep the Scolding up for the Grief. Lose the Teferi. Pizza, 39 months. Thank you so much. Welcome back. This card, just the Takanuma. Pizza, 30 months. So go back. Aber with the 30. Welcome back. Okay, moderation down. Keep the Oust. I believe I'm only at... Wait, how am I only at 16? I feel like my life total should be lower. I think I was supposed to oust the reflection. It's kind of close. See if they crack that fetch or not. Doesn't seem like the last card is likely very good, and they should be playing another Shaman next turn. I think I'll just play Kaheera, Counterspell. Alright, gonna have the High Noon going soon. Now, will they shuffle away the Fable on accident? No. On top of it today. Counterspell, draw a card, build your own Cryptic Command. Should still have another fountain. They can, oh, they're just conceding. Okay. That was always allowed. I like our sideboard plan. Yeah, that Teferi top deck was nice. Wait, did Wirewood Symbiote get spoiled? Don't give me hope. Oh, it didn't. Did it? I'm not opening an Instagram link. Not even for Wirewood Symbiote. I believe it. I just don't open an Instagram link. So I guess I'm gonna Solitude the Ragavan, pitch High Noon, and then hold up Counterspell next turn, and then go into Teferi. I just don't open Instagram. It's not that I think it's suspicious. I just don't open Instagram. You know. I deleted my account a long time ago. I don't know. I just don't really fuck with the site. Full on combo as possible. Wireward Symbiote is very exciting though. Very exciting. As the only person in the whole world who likes the Elves deck. Just kidding. Yeah, no, that's kind of a dream come true. We also got the new 3-drop yesterday. I'm definitely stoked. Okay, so we just have basic planes chilling in our hand, which is pretty convenient. I'm gonna bounce the Blood Moon here. I'd be pretty happy if that was their turn next turn. Like being able to pick up Quarian Ranger with Wireward Symbiote, replay it, and like untap your Priest of Titania a second time is a really big deal. I guess we're gonna have to play Elvish Visionary, but also the Leaf Crown Visionary gets better with Wireward Symbiote. It's definitely a really nice upgrade. I don't know. I've been hurt too many times, but I'm ready to believe. So we won't be able to hardcast Solitude until we find Second Planes or Prismatic Ending the Blood Moon, but we are definitely chilling at the moment. It's like a Molten Collapse? No, Ragavan. Do you splash white for the 2-mana Glimpse? No, Leaf Crown Visionary is better than Glimpse. Also, the new 3-drop is better than Glimpse. Or, sorry. If Glimpse was legal, you play Glimpse, but the 2-mana Glimpses are not very good. These cards are just not as good as Glimpse. It's really the thing. They stomp the Teferi. Interesting. So now I can't... Well... Now I can. Alright, Lrien Revealed, draw 4. Solitude the Monkey. This is game 3. Every time you cast a spell, yeah, draw a card. What if that spell has you pitch a card? It's kind of like you didn't pitch a card at all. You can go pending the Bone Crusher and hold up Counterspell. What do you think about Worn Powerstone? Wait, is Worn Powerstone going to be legal? I'm like maybe the only one in the world that's like really down to register that card. But there have like unironically been several times I have like felt that I would want to register it if it was legal. Yeah, I think I ditch a Counterspell here so I can go Solitude, Solitude Ragavan, pending Bone Crusher, and still hold up Counterspell. Or if they just cast Ragavan, maybe Solitude that, or pending it. I could now go Solitude, Bone Crusher, pending Blood Moon, and hold up Counterspell. It's probably correct. Can't be that bad. They still got that Ragavan over there, though. But they printed Barbarian Ring? Dude, Image 3 is so sick. They've done a great job with it so far. I am really impressed. Okay, I'm just gonna let this resolve and keep the Counterspell up and pending it. Or like, yeah. I mean I I believe that it was here. Build your own Cryptic Command. Very super excited. Great protection spell for elves. Also just the ability to like be able to chord for this is like a chord for this as a protection piece is so big. Very excited. Elves has got a chance. Worn Power Stone. Yeah, I've definitely like wanted to play this in my 8-key decks a few times. I also have like this really weird like amulet brew that's trying to like untap Enigma Jewel, and then also sometimes you want to untap Wizard Rockets and use Enigma Jewel to power it out. And I remember when I was working on that deck, I had the distinct thought, I wish Worn Power Stone was legal. At the moment, Image 3 for me is exceeds expectations. I am really excited. Like the only real like thing that scared me was Ugin's Labyrinth, but they've also printed a lot of extra hate for Ugin's Labyrinth. And there's already a lot of existing hate too. I think it'll probably be fine. We'll see, of course. Keep the island. Where do you start with such shit? Yeah, that's. I'm feeling pretty overwhelmed about it. What I do like that we're doing some proxied content for it before the set actually releases, so we don't just have to feel super overwhelmed. Like Dingo's going to come over and do some proxy stuff before the set is officially released. Yeah, my spoiler card is on the 24th. I have seen it. It's really exciting. Ugin's Little Helper is the name of the card. Whenever I keep a land on top here, so I can just go Counterspell into Subtlety into Lrien Revealed. I don't think I want to keep a Counterspell. Kind of close. Or is this Little Helper? What did I say? Did I say Ugin's Little Helper? That's the Secret Lair version. No Urza Saga is so good for me. I mean, playtest. Playtest stream, not proxy stream. Alright, opponent, that's your last spell this turn. I don't want to see you casting another one. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for Worn Power Stone. Try to build a stack with like Hydra spoiled. Actually, reprieve and frustrations. Consider it. I don't know why people always whenever they look for like is Oust better? It's just like people hate Oust. They just despise that Oust is here. They're like Kendrick Lamar. But I think reprieve and remand are really bad with moderation. And like obviously they're good with high noon and moderation and play at the same time. But I just your deck is already really good when High Noon and Moderation are in at the same time. Oust is just the best 1-mana removal spell. It kills it gets rid of Scion of Draco for 1 mana, gets rid of Yawgmoth for 1 mana, and like no other card can do this. But everyone's always like, what if I cut Oust for my pet card? And you can do that, and you will do that. I have no control. But Oust is just a good 1-mana removal spell, and it doesn't really compete for like reprieve, remand. It doesn't even really compete with binding that much because binding is just not a 1-mana play. I just wanted more 1-mana plays. Okay. High Noon pretty good against Ancient Stirrings. They definitely should have waited to play their land until after this happened here. Is Plow too good for Modern? Swords to Plowshares? Yes, that card is too good for Modern. It would be the best removal spell in the format. Although I do know streaming blue-white control, all my lovely greedy blue-white players always come in, and we do love you. Maybe this is bad because of the the whole Ozolith situation. Hopefully they like. Oh, that's their spell this turn. Do I ever just chump block with Subtlety here? I think I probably have to. Oh, although I guess now I can block the other one and then chump block next turn. Although they'll jar their Blink Moth, and then we're gonna go to 8. It's actually 7 poison. They drew Saga, which is pretty bad. I guess I'm bouncing that. That is bad news for sure. Ooh. So I guess now I'm going to plus my Teferi so that I can oust this Inkmoth Nexus, and then I can bounce the Ozlith, getting rid of the counters. I'd like to see Leyline Binding do this. I'd like to see Prismatic Ending do this. Reprieve do this. I can still play a spell this turn. Decide to just make a construct instead. Could bounce the. I'm gonna bounce the Ozolith. Just gotta get rid of it here. It's also nice with the high noon. Like it's just kind of awkward for them to deploy. Now, do I want to? I probably just want to like sack high noon on the construct, but then they will get to welding jar. Yeah, I'm gonna play. I guess I'll just play second high noon and hope that we get to like Subtlety the Ballista pre-combat. Or maybe we just let the Teferi die to the construct and Subtlety Ballista post-combat or something post-combat. They get a boots with the spurs. Both these are coming at me, so let's play our flash blocker, double block the construct with the boots on it. Yeah, we saw Power Stone and Coliseum. Both cards very exciting. Okay, so they draw the construct, which is pretty to be expected, and then they needle. Hard card to play around here. They needle high noon instead of Teferi. Okay, I wasn't exactly expecting it, but I guess that makes sense. So now I'm glad they didn't name Teferi. Bounce this construct. Okay, I'm not attacking with the Subtlety. Not that I feel like a block is going to do all that much. Hopefully they cast the Ozlith or just any non-creature. Kind of surprised that I've been very surprised at like what spell my opponent has chosen to play like every single turn, like just like Welding Jar, not like the Ballista we know about. Okay, so if I block here, it is a chump block since they can fire up the Nexus. It seems like I should maybe try to find a better spot, but you know, being at 4 life is or 3 life is kind of risky too, since they can 2/2 Ballista. Wishing I had chump blocked. Paid actor. No other way to explain an opponent playing just a just a Ballista with 1 counter here. I'm at 3 life. I don't know. I didn't know they were on the payroll, but they must be. Also, they didn't save their Blink Moth with Jar earlier, right, or something. Hmm. So they should be able to put my Teferi down to 2 loyalty now. They could also go after me if they wanted to, but I feel like it's probably going to be better for them to go after Teferi, so... Just an Ink Moth. This deals effect damage, not damage. Shout out to Blinkmoth Nexus. Yeah, I think my opponent makes, yet again, what I'm interpreting to be the wrong decision. Good news for me. I'm going to bounce the Boots. This way I can't really die to any non-ballista creature, because they can't play this and the non-ballista creature this turn, which gives me some wiggle room, I think, to draw 3. And I'm going to do my best not to click on this Flooded Strand right here. Okay, I really want to. Let's not, though. Will this deck benefit from a one-on fall? Whenever we play control decks on stream, chat is always full of, Spike, 1 man land, 1 creature land in the deck? What do you think? What do you think, Spike? 1 creature land? What if we played 1 creature land? And I just don't care. You know what I mean? I don't think it's optimal. I don't think it really changes very much. I don't think it would be good here. It's like about, it's just not a very important card. And I guess I could wait for the attack, but they've already played their spell. But I just can't do it every single time we ever play a control deck. Let's have some more interesting combos. Okay, so I think I'm gonna pinning the needle on High Noon. I can't let them to just like untap with. I can't like tap out for moderation with no protection here. I don't think the deck needs it. I have just Surveil lands with a bunch of Lrien Revealed instead. I prefer to play these. Okay, I'll see what I can do about the mic cracking. Just equip onto a token. Close game. Couldn't quite stabilize. A lot of sideboard cards. Gonna bring in the Pest Controls, the Rest in Pieces, the Scoldings, and Needle's kind of a number with Pest Control, but I think that's okay. Let's cut the Force of Negations, trim the 4th copy of Teferi. I think we can trim Counterspell number 4. We're gonna trim a couple High Noons, maybe. It's like a little worse against them, I think. It's not too bad against them. Couldn't you kill it and attack? No, it's gonna have Ward. I didn't have the mana to pay for Ward because I couldn't crack my fetch land. Maybe just go down on Teferis. I want to have 1. Do I want to have 1? Trim and Moderation. Moderation's like our only card advantage card. Like, it's just, we just need this card to, like, be a control deck. I'm excited. Is the crackle gone? I restarted the interface. I'm excited about Wirewood Symbiote for sure. Teferi Coding Saga tokens okay. Yeah, Teferi's okay, but it is mostly like 3 mana bounce draw. It's pretty fragile in the matchup. And we have the Pest Controls and the Verdicts to clean up Saga tokens anyways. I mean, Pest Control is really fucking good. It's Surveil into a white source. Is Shark Typhoon a good non-spell to consider? I just don't think Shark Typhoon is very good in general. It's been suggested a lot today. Feel free to include it. I'm not going to. White source would be so sick right now. Let's fucking go. Is Dredge back with Coliseum? Maybe. Dredge is, I think been a fine deck for a while, and it just, the problem with Dredge is more so that it has a hard time racing Titan and Yawgmoth, and there's a lot of like incidental graveyard hate too. Do you think if Warren Powerstone doesn't cut it in Modern, people will stop running it in EDH? No. That would be $5 a month for the rest of your life. I could play the Moderation here. And then it would be nice to be able to like go Oust, hold up Counterspell, just Oust it, like stabilize a little bit, then clean up everything with Pest Control. Yeah, Dredge also gets the blue flag. Dredge could be back, but it's also like gameplay against Dredge. Like, ooh, Dredge is a little more powerful. It just is always, almost never matters. It's almost just always really boring. It's like, it's just, do you have Graveyard Hate? Okay, no, okay, I win. Okay, you do. Okay, uh, I lose. It's just like I don't know. Don't have the. It's just never very interesting. The dynamics. I think just Oust to draw a card, gain life is good here. So not making another token. Getting a Haywire Might. Casting an Ancient Stirrings. Could have counterspelled this because if they find another Saga, it's really bad. And I also, like, are they going to go after my Moderation or are they going to go after my Rest in Peace? They find a Forest. Now they're playing another spell. I think I'll counterspell a creature that doesn't die to Pest Control. And let's see if they... If we... Are they going to Haywire Might on their turn? You know what's going to happen here. So I'm going to might one of my two cards. They choose the Rest in Peace. Yes, Moderation does count as a spell. This is a spell you've cast. Yeah, when you know. Yes, it does. Yeah, we've up the beanstalk at home. Doesn't seem like we're gonna need more cards here since we're drawing a card every time we cast a spell. Yeah, we saw the sneak attack 2-drop. We've been keeping up in here. So I should probably Solitude this. So I can keep up. Oh. We've been surveilling a lot of cards into the yard that we've been drawing anyway. It's kind of funny. Can Kaheera as a pitch card for Solitude if we need it. Although, I'm gonna pitch that. Yeah, I am definitely amped about Symbiote. Well, that's your spell this turn. Discard. Third High Noon, I guess. I guess I can just discard an Oust. I just have so many creature answers. I might actually want to blast him with the High Noon. Also, just having like a sorcery speed spell to play is kind of nice. You just go High Noon, draw a card, Subtlety, draw a card, or something like that. So I think we'll Subtlety this. This is, the lock. Like, they play their spell, we Subtlety it, then, oh no, I can't play another spell. And we get to be drawing a bunch of cards in the process. Okay, I choose my spell to be Prismatic Ending. Yeah, I've been really wanting to have like a solid deck with moderation for a long time, and I've been wanting to build this deck like since High Noon was spoiled, but just like um it's taken me a while to get to it because Thunder Junction has been such a sweet set. Too much juice going on. They did keep the Ravager on top, so they're gonna probably just cast Ravager and then we'll just, time walk them. So this deck wins by clock or what? We have creatures in our deck that we can attack with. I know that we have no Hull of the Storm Giants, we have no Celestial Colonnade, we have no Shark Typhoon. What do we win with? Hard to say. Usually it's going to be attacking with some of your 9 creatures. Also, High Noon can deal 5 damage to our opponent's face. High Noon also, yeah. That's like 1.25 Hull of the Storm Giant attacks. In this deck, we attack with creatures until our opponent's life total is reduced to 0. Also, I can activate High Noon to deal 5 damage to any target. This includes my opponent's life total. Let's have the High Noon here, I think. Draw land. We are in great shape. A lot of cards we can just let, resolve here too. Yeah, that's fine. That's your spell. Don't even get with the Kerplusion Forest. Gotta draw land before we die. Soul Avenger 17 months, thank you, welcome back. Maybe I should Solitude the Zabaz on my turn and have Scolding up. I think I should probably wait like a turn. And then like maybe if they don't play anything again, I can just like Solitude the Blinkmoth next end of turn. Opponent's probably thinking about Zabazing onto the Blinkmoth or Inkmoth, which I'd be okay with. Besides just a poke in for 1 poison. It's a land. Graveyard that, I guess. You can successfully say you were sub before MH3. Oh, fuck. So we're gonna Solitude this turn, I guess. And they know this trick. Looking pretty dicey for our life total. Or poison total. I think I'm just dead to Animate Nexus, activate Ozolith Zabaz. Hopefully they play into my subtlety, I guess. Loser, 11 months, thank you, welcome back. Nice. So Rest in Peace does something against the boss, I guess. Still got a lot of work to do here, but I think we get to live a turn. Yeah, it's less counters on the Ozolith to kill before the counters move. Wow. Doesn't move it on the poison. I draw Pest Control. But I have no black mana yet. Maybe we could draw Fetch Land here. Not quite that lucky. But turning off the Zabaz modular means that I am likely going to be safe for another turn. With lots of good draws and, still drawing a lot of cards. I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to Scolding instead of Subtlety. Okay. So I'm going to go down to 3. Got a lot of draws to get us out of this at this point. Although I guess like the problem with pending is they still get to Ozlith onto the Inkmoth, so this will be 8 counters. I mean, I have to do this. Holy shit, I cannot believe we just drew Solitude. Cannot believe we drew 2 Solitudes. Although, we counted the ballista, have to let this go. The thing is, they just have, you know, more nexuses, right? Okay, this will hit me for 1 more poison. But I'm denying an extra counter on the Ozlith, which I guess that didn't matter. But I don't think the 1 poison will matter very much either. They can't put any counters on the Inkmoth Nexus because of the Rest in Peace. They can, yeah, sack to make their Ravager bigger though. So we could like draw a white card and then draw a land and just hardcast Subtlety to block. We could draw another Prismatic Ending or Oust into land for Kaheera in hand. Yeah, probably game over. I think I may be able to like survive if I just pitch Subtlety here. Yeah, I'm not really sure what we could have drawn. Yeah, we can buy Kaheera. They just have 2 lethal attackers. Cool game. Let's made some mistakes, but kind of a hard time imagining that they can miss the Inkmoth Nexus somehow. Why no Typhoon? What card in this deck would you cut to include any number of Shark Typhoon? Also, no Typhoon, because Typhoon is not very good. It's just a pretty mediocre card. You can play it sometimes, but it's just not mandatory. 1 conditions. Let's stabilize. Let's turn the corner. Let's win. The fact that we haven't been able to cast Pest Control has hurt us multiple times. Well, we have, you know... Do you want to play a Watery Grave? You could play a Watery Grave, I guess. I mentioned Typhoon because by High Noon Moderation. I understand why you want High Noon Typhoon. When you have High Noon and you have Moderation, it gives you an extra thing to do. I understand. When you have High Noon and Moderation out together at the same time, this deck is just, I think, already really, really good. I don't think that you need this extra thing. But again, you could play it. I just try to be express that this is a suggestion that's been talked about a lot today. And it's just not very interesting at this point, I think. What are they doing over there? Dash of the Ragavan. We have Narsets in the board. You could main deck Narset. I don't know. It's just like... This is the thing about control decks. There's just like a 1,000 ways to build this shit. And... you know, the control players are just going to build it however they're going to play their Typhoons. You can play your Typhoons. You know, we've got a lot of utility lands too. We're talking about Odawara and Ganjo. We're talking about Hall of the Storm Giants. I really like 4 Surveil lands, 4 Lrien Revealed, and I think that you just don't have a lot of room for more utility lands, but you certainly could play more if you wanted to. Just, you know, world is your oyster, of course. So it's pinning the Ragavan, hold up Counterspell. I guess I'm fetching a basic island before the Saga resolves so that I don't get needled. Is March oftentimes too much mana early versus Oust? Yes, March is, card disadvantage on turn 1. Oust is a 1 mana, it's 1 mana. Unconditional, get shit off the board. That can deal with, like, Scion and Draco for 1 mana is super unique, and I like the card a lot. And I want specifically a card that I can cast on turn 1 to interact with my opponent, and Oust is, like, just the best thing for it, I think. Hardest of Core, 11 months. Thank you, welcome back. Is Leyline better than Oust in most cases if you can support it? It's a little bit different. You could play Leyline instead. I just fear that we are again running into the same dialogue tree. I really, really, really like Oust. I'm a big Oust fan. I think it's super underplayed. I'm only playing 2, Like, I don't want to play 2 bindings and have to play a bunch of triumphs too, Like, if I'm playing bindings, I'm, like, basically always playing 4. I'm, like, really in on it. Suspend alongside High Noon. Suspend's a pretty bad card, but it's kind of fun here, I agree. Suspend maybe could have been, like, Suspend 3 instead of Suspend 1. I noticed you didn't include a Narcomancer in your discussion of Flare Duplication. Do you think that card makes sense in Red Green Storm archetype, or is that just not good enough? I mean, I've played a lot of Goblin and Narcomancer. I talked about, like, 30 cards yesterday or something, like 25. I just can't pull up I can't talk about every interaction. I can't talk about every card that works with it. The video's already 50 minutes. But yeah, Narcomancer is a relevant card for sure. It's just kind of awkward to sack your mana generators, but you could do, like, a big finish with it. Okay, so I think we're probably going to just cycle Lrien Revealed and start hardcasting Solitudes. New land just spoiled. Cool. Am I going to have to make a video every day? I really don't want to get behind on the spoiler videos. They dropped all... Wait, there's 10 MDFC lands? Okay, I'm in this article. Why don't... Is it in a video, or... I think I'm probably supposed to just Solitude the construct and then get Kaheera to Lord the Solitude. Whoa, dual land MDFCs. What is this? Image 3 is so good. Image 3 is so sick. This is gonna be it, dude. I'm not doing anything besides streaming Magic for the rest of my fucking life. Let's go. Okay, the last card was a Goyf. Tap all creatures target player controls. You may pay X energy, then choose up to X creatures tapped this way. Put a stun counter on each of them. Okay, so this card's awful. Search your library for an instant or card with flash, reveal it, put it into your hand, and then shuffle. This card rules. Okay, I think I'm supposed to go Kaheera into Moderation and then just hope to draw a spell. That is a big Goyf over there. Blood-Soaked Insight. Costs 1 less for each life your opponents have lost this turn. Target opponent exiles the top 3 cards of the library until the end of your next turn. Play those cards as spinning mana of any color. Interesting. Does not seem great. Seems great is this gigantic Tarmogoyf. Good lord. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature Planeswalker. Cool. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each creature and/or enchantment you control. Wait, I mean, these kind of decks are pretty bad, but that is a very interesting card. 5 mana +2/+2 flying lifelink. The power level of these is just so over the like draw 2 cards, discard a card at random, pay 2 energy. Like this card's very good, I think, or pretty good. +1 counter target creature gains indestructible till end of turn. Is this main deckable in scales? Seems kind of main deckable in scales. He's close, right? If it was like black red, or I guess it wouldn't be right, but if it was just different color combo. Okay, so let's go to game 2 here. Go down to like I think 1 high noon. They just are probably pretty comfy. Playing 1 spell a turn. We're gonna bring in the needle. We're gonna bring in like 2 rest in peace. Maybe 3. I don't know. It's good against. Really good against Ren. Really good against Goyf. 2 is probably an okay number. Tongsby, 2 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. Double target creature's power and it gains first strike. An Eldrazi MDFC. Whenever you cast a spell, if Chalice was spent to cast it, make 2 spawns. Interesting. This one is also imprintable to Ugin's Labyrinth. Dude, they printed Ugin's Labyrinth, and then a lot of people in the chat were like, what are you gonna imprint to Ugin's Labyrinth? And they're making sure. They're really making sure that you have stuff to imprint on. Holy guacamole. So I'm eating a cinnamon roll that Esther got me an hour ago. The Boros one for Titan? Maybe. The mana cost of the red white one? I think it was 2 mana. These were spoiled by IGN, up and coming content creators in the Magic the Gathering space. This one seems like the best one. Warlock Teachings. Just mystical teachings on an MDFC. So sick. New 1 mana Counterspell. Dude, I just did a whole... How there's so many more spoiler cards. My spoiler cards on Friday. What day is it? Wednesday today? Comes our artifact creature planeswalker. Its controller makes a bird. Oh, artifact creature. Okay, I'm like, isn't this worse than Swan Song? I mean, this card's not very good. Like, it's really good that these tokens have flying, because if they didn't have flying, you could, like, cast Wall of Omens and stuff and just ignore the 2/2. Yeah, good in Commander, because nobody cares about 2/2s. Dude, you give your opponent a 2/2 of Swan Song in Commander, and your opponents are just too lazy to even attack with it. Or even think about it. That was at least always my experience playing Swan Song. Okay, so I guess keep this on the play against Jund. Yeah, I think we're gonna have some daily PowerPoint videos, it seems. Do you have a Ragavan? Do you have a Thoughtseize? Seems to be Ragavan. I could leave this on top because it kind of doesn't really matter if Ragavan hits it. I could not Solitude the Ragavan for a turn. I think I'm going to graveyard it, Needle, Rin, and 6, and then commit to Solituding Ragavan. You could have the rest if you want. It's okay. It kind of took too long to eat it, I think.
It's good though. It's like
yeah, it's
a
hard
croissant cinnamon roll.
Oh, I just thought it was just a normal ass cinnamon roll. My take on Wyvern Symbiote, is it just cope? No, I mean, I don't know. It's like it'll be an optimal card to play in the Elves deck. Will Elves deck be a tier 1 deck in Modern? Probably not. But between Priest of Titania, the Lord that got printed yesterday, or the Realm Walker that got printed yesterday, and Wyvern Symbiote, we are eating very good as Elves players, and the archetype is going to be a lot more viable than it's been in a really long time. And I encourage everyone to engage with spoilers in a bit more nuanced way than Elvis Cope Keck W. Guess I'll let it resolve. Thoughts on Colosseum? Colosseum's cool. It's a very good card. Don't know how much play it'll see. Be interesting. All right, come on, Surveil Lands. I guess that is them doing something. Top deck's not that good. You can graveyard that. Pass me. I'm not supposed to stay on top of all these spoilers. It's coming out fast. Coming out really fast. Like who knows if like how how close are we to even being done for today? Like I don't even know. People keep putting like they say there's another cycle of lands. It's like this plus all the MDFCs. Maybe it'll be fine. This card's really good, I think, the more I'm thinking about it. Well, we drew a Solitude. Hopefully we're just a little ways away from stabilizing. Yeah, the Modern Pro Tour is going to be pretty wild. I don't know. I it may be for the best if I don't qualify for it in Dallas in a couple weeks, because, like, it is just going to be such a busy time, but I'm going to try. It would be awesome if I did. Only play in the Modern Pro Tours. Could something like elf-specific Cradle be enough to push elves? Could something like Gaia's Cradle be enough to push elves? Yeah. Yes. If they printed Gaia's Cradle that only elves could use, that would make elves really, really good. Elves is not so far away from playability that they need Gaia's Cradle, y'all. Elves is it's not super good, but it's not that bad. It's not that bad that we just need freaking Gaia's Cradle, then we're in there. Right, Supreme Verdict off the top. No, Swan Song's not any good. All right, let's pivot to the backup deck. Fun idea for sure. Also,